Yo, what the fuck is going on? Today is December 10th. We're going to be going over penny stocks, pre-market, and open market. We're going to start here with AKYA. This thing straight up pump and dumped in pre-market. If this thing started to come back up towards 3 and towards 200 daily EMA, it would have been kind of nice, but this is, it already made its move. We have a gap fill from 327, 412. No thanks. I'll pass. It didn't do anything. Sometimes these things can go loco, but most times when you have pump and dump price action like this, it tends to fade to zero. Moving to ASST. This one ran yesterday. This is a day 2 look. Nothing there. BNZI. BNZI, this thing also ran, let's see, ran on November 7th. Highs was 382. So again, we're still not close to 382. Not that these can't produce momentum, but most times these tend to just kind of die off. However, this was a good push right here. We have a pre-market highs here at 280. Puts in a nice little flag here. It pushes up basically towards like this pre-market high level, and from the past couple of days here, we've learned that anything near pre-market highs tend to be bearish. So trying to add with at least high amount of shares, or trying to get something that will go from 280 to 382, it just doesn't really happen that often. It can happen, but odds are against you on that one. But this had a nice open dip here. We have a push here to VWAP. It breaks through. Nice little 1 minute flag there into pre-market highs essentially. Failed rotation here, but it did kind of hold this downtrend right here. I did add some there for a quick scalp. Again, thinking we can at least break through pre-market highs and get to like 3. Did not even get that. And then I think I re-added fucking down here again. Because another thing too is anytime you break a downtrend and kind of hold it, I've seen that like a couple times now on ASST. We saw that yesterday too with like GXAI. So it was worth a shot here, but I got bagged on this candle. After this candle, I kind of waited to see if it would hold this level. So if you look at GXAI, let's take a gander. So yesterday, different pre-market structure overall, but just looking at what it can do, it's, this thing overall pushed up to VWAP, came all the way back down to, it's kind of like this dip right here. It held, it pushed again, and then continued to push. So for me, I'm always watching stuff like that just in case. But once it did start to break down here and then down to here, it's like, I don't really see this thing coming back up. Could be wrong, but yeah, it ended up just fading off to dust. But overall, good morning push there. CMRX. This thing also kind of nice. It's basically a cup and handle kind of going into open. I did like this kind of dip, get pushed right back up here. We have this little flag right here that was super nice. And again, a good target too is pre-market highs. If you're looking to kind of take this flag and see, well, where can this go? First stop would be to break that downtrend, that mini downtrend right here, and then into pre-market highs at 260s. I did get a little bit of this, I think, down here. Once it started to kind of do this U pattern, we've been seeing a lot of this U pattern stuff and then pushing. So for a scalp, I took it there. It did break through. Once it got to here, this flag looks awesome, and I'm kind of pissed I didn't take any, but just the sheer amount of stocks that get to this level and fail have been very high. Best case is usually they can like double top, so you can take a trade from 250 to 280. That's not bad, but odds are it doesn't push and it fades. But this thing actually busted a nut through this, which was pretty sick to see. Hopefully we get more of this movement later on this week, later on in the month. And then it pushes through, flat flag here. It does basically double top here, this fake kill candle. Well, not fake kill candle, but kind of kill candled it, came back all the way down. Once it got back to here, there was some hope that maybe it can continue, because this is, I haven't seen this pattern in a while, so you know, who knows, this thing could have kept going. But she ended up getting cooked a little bit. Right now it doesn't look too bad. It's still over pre-market high, still gap level from 290 to 418. So it wouldn't surprise me if this piece of shit by 5 p.m. is at 418. Probably going to be in pre-market, but, or after hours I should say, but I mean, it doesn't look too bad right now. It's still kind of tracking upwards. But as I say that, but we'll see where it goes. CPIX. This one looked pretty, like pre-market structure wise, looked pretty good. However, it is over its yearly highs. I think it's, I don't know if it's an IPO or not. No, it's not an IPO. But anything yearly highs for some reason has not really done a whole lot. But this thing just kind of this thing kind of faded off a cliff at open. To me, I could have seen it holding this level right here. You have the intra 200, you have VWAP. There's a pivotal level here at 270, you know, holding this level right here. So if it was going to bounce or put in like a V shape, U shape kind of curl to it, should have kind of bounced right there, but got really heavy. And at this point, it's already 10 o'clock and it hasn't pushed back. Usually stuff like this tends to just stay down after a while. So that's exactly what it did. Try to rotate there into the 270s, rejected off of that key level, and came all the way back down. So RIP to that one. CRDF. I don't know what the fuck this is, but it's more of like a grindy price action here. It did kind of push up here. I mean, this is like MGX almost from yesterday, where it just kind of grinds upwards in a long channel. Nice little double bottom hold here. Kind of consolidation on this 330 level. Then you have a nice dip back to that resistance point right there. So that was kind of a good dip right there. But other than that, as far as bullish patterns, this is more like a grindy kind of stock. So I'm going to kind of skip over that. DTCK. I mean, what kind of fucking name is that? This thing, again, fading off, kind of pump and dump. And the volume here sucks ass. And then just died off, so nothing there. GELS, Gels, this ran yesterday. Kind of a weird price action. Yearly highs. Again, the volume here is just not good enough to sustain anything. It breaks the yearly highs at 5. It comes all the way back down. Once we see, this is actually a typical day 2 move on something that's pushing up. Tends to kind of go upwards, lure everyone in, and then kind of fake back down. Put in a kind of like a lower high there. All right, moving on. GXAI. Dude, this piece of, not piece of shit, but this thing is actually fucking cooking a lot of people. So let's see. Ran here, highs were 360. And turn that shit down. Holy fuck. Let's look at the pre-market. Pre-market fades. So that is one thing to note, is a lot of day 2 moves or things that have recycled names. I saw this on, was it ASST, or did this do the same thing literally yesterday? No, maybe it was ASST. Fuck, I don't know what ticker it was. Where am I? But I do remember a ticker previously, similar price action. It breaks this key level or the previous high, and then it reclaims it, and then it goes. So actually, no. What am I looking at? I'm looking at fucking yesterday. My B. So anyway, moving to today's price action. This thing's fading in pre-market. To me, this should have died off. It did not. We have a nice push here. I really wasn't expecting anything out of this. But man, at fucking 1040, this thing just ripped face. Its highs yesterday were 559. So it smashes through that into a halt, comes back down. Nice little dip here, and then just re-pushes. I don't even have levels for 750. I thought for sure maybe this could get to 10. A strong multi-day runner. We don't typically get high volume on day 2 moves, and this has been moving. So we'll be keeping an eye out for this just in case it continues to run and run and run. But we'll see where it goes. ICCT. I don't think I really looked at this too much. But this thing, Volcano again, pre-market sucks ass. No volume here, just random spike. So I wouldn't have added it down here at all. After this spike, it took the 1.9 EMA for a ride, and then just failed. And then failed rotation there. Really not a whole lot to talk about here. Did it hold over pre-market highs? I mean, not even hold over pre-market highs. You do have consolidation here, but not crazy about it. Good push, but it's just, this is more of like a pump and dump type price action to me. All right, moving to JTAI. Again, another one that ran, recycled name, low volume, pump and dump. I'm not going to go over that. LDTC ran yesterday. Again, we see a lot of this. It pushes up and then fades, and this is like the best push of the day. Seen a lot of that in like previous times. Yeah, so not a whole lot there. MGX. Again, ran yesterday, halt up and then straight down. So again, that's 3 tickers so far that ran previously, that push in the morning and fade. Nothing wrong with taking a chance at getting that pop early on, but just really not a whole lot of opportunity outside of that morning push. PBM. What the fuck is PBM? PBM ran here on December 5th. Does not get back to the same spot and is fading. To me, this is very, very, very bearish. Really no point in taking this. The volume, like if this was a standalone, it could be okay, but because it already ran and it hasn't even gotten back to its previous highs, these tend to be super bearish, and you can see here it didn't do anything. PCSA. This one, where are we with this one? This one was okay. So like the downtrend has been working, but the volume again just kind of like it should have rotated here like early and often, but if you don't get a lot of rotation early within like the first 10 minutes, I would say it tends to not really do much. So you see that here, like you get some volume and it tries to push here, but it just kind of stalls out. Volume goes away, volume dries up, and it dies out. So sometimes you just have to pick which ones are the best, or just wait and see which ones can actually have the volume. But PCSA did not. All right, moving to QURE. This one was a high dollar ticker. I love this price action if it wasn't in the 14s. If this was a $2, $3, $4 stock, this would have been really nice. Being so high up, sometimes these get tough to play. But this was a nice kind of dip and rip pattern right here up to pre-market highs. Again, we get the pre-market highs. We see a lot of this, a lot of pre-market high fails. It does hold a gap level at 1320 and then just absolutely rip. So let's see that for a second. Yeah, so you have this major gap right here. So it was kind of almost filling that gap right there. So actually not as bad as I thought it would be. I didn't look at this too much, but that was a nice hold of that 13 level, and then it pushed all the way to 17. So not bad, kind of grindy price action. We saw this yesterday with GXAI and what else? ASST? Or was that 2 days ago? I don't fucking remember. Where it looks like it's dying off, it's slow grind, and then you get the huge push through. So kind of weird. Don't love that, honestly. It's just harder to get dip fills or whatever, but overall nice to see. SOAR, the volume was trash to begin with, so not going to review that. Turner's Iced Tea. You guys want to see some organic, natural price action? Let's look at Turner, TRNR. At this point, I am bound to put money on this to make money in pre-market, because this bitch does the same thing every fucking time. So you have low volume. It opens here at what? Or closes at 9. It gets to like 20. So 100% push here. Okay, fade. Oh, actually, let's look at this. Fade, we have 7 to 11 bucks. About 50%, not bad. Okay, it fades, fades, fades. Up, spike. 6 to 10. Okay, nice. We come down here. It starts to do the same thing. 250, push to 5. Casual 100% move. Fade down to nothing here. Oh, what's this? 360. What are we pushing to? 7 bucks, almost 100%. Fade down to nothing in open market. Fade, fade, fade. Oh, what does it do? 270 up to 5 bucks, only 100% move. Fade, 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 fade. 260 up. What's it do? 5. What the fuck is going on with this piece of shit? I've never seen any other ticker do the exact same thing almost every time. It's crazy. One of these days, I'm going to put my entire house on it here. So, anyways, don't do that. Not a financial advisor. But moving to VRAR. This one reminds me of ASST a little bit. It's dog shit pre-market action. The volume's not really there. You get this push. So, I think it was ASST. Let's see. Yeah, so to me, it's kind of dead here. It starts to grind up, has a VWAP push, and then pushes again. So it almost does the same thing. So you have this grind, push, VWAP, and then push again. It tries to rotate, and I actually try to get some like here, because again, I like to get the pushes to pre-market highs here at 150. But we were already kind of close to it, so it's a little risky, but got this massive fucking knife candle, and then it died out. So RIP to that one too. I think today was fucking wild. I think there were some good opportunities, like some really good opportunities, and then a lot of just garbage. And there's right now, this week has been a lot of tickers, a lot of things moving, so it is kind of a little bit difficult, but still a lot of opportunities. So let's fucking kill tomorrow. Peace.